This video is all about the best possible start to Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. I'm going to teach you how to set up your party and make the game super easy. Please note that I currently am recording this before the game is out, so I am using an old PlayStation copy of Final Fantasy Tactics, which may or may not have different graphical changes, and there might be a few game mechanics, but this is simply a best start guide. Let me show you what all we're going to cover. Here's what the guide is going to cover: a very strong early setup that is not calculators or magic users. I know that these might be nerfed in the upcoming remake, and so we're just not going to be touching magic use or calculations. Now, this setup has no gear requirements, so you're not going to be stuck waiting for certain items to come into play in the game. You're going to be doing maximum physical DPS without any gear requirements. And I'm going to go over all the things that you can do very, very early on to get ahead of the game and have a super overpowered party that's going to get you through the story really, really easily and become as OP as possible as early as possible. So at the start, the game is going to ask for your birthday, and this sets Ramza, the main character's Zodiac sign, which gives you buffs or debuffs depending on who you're fighting with and against. So, Capricorn matches most of the bosses in the game with best and good compatibility, and January 1st, the default setting, is going to give that to you. Now, if you want to have the easiest Wii Graph fight, that is the one-on-one duel in Chapter 3, known as the hardest fight that soft-locked a lot of people's progress. You would pick Pisces, which is February 19th through March 20th. Now, when this setup I'm going to give you, you're going to be able to two-shot him anyway, so that doesn't really matter. So by default, his name is Ramza, the main character. We're going to go and accept that, and January 1st being Capricorn, that is what we are going with. Now, when the tutorial battle starts, there's a few things that you're going to want to do. You're going to want to change some options. So, when you see this menu, push the X button. This could be the A button on the Xbox. I don't know the PC controls because, again, I'm playing on a PlayStation 1 here. So, you're going to push X or A to cancel your selection from Ramza, and then you're going to go onto a blank square, push triangle or the Y button on Xbox, and then go to option using B or circle to confirm. And there's some options you're going to change, alright? Let me move this over here so you can see it just a little bit better, alright? So, the first thing is number 2, cursor repeat speed. You're going to switch this, and there's no real good place to put this, I guess right there. And you're going to put this to fast, there we go. And then number 4, finger cursor repeat speed. You're going to put this to fastest. And then number 5, message display speed, you're going to put this also to fast. Now, while you're playing through this tutorial battle, there is nothing you can do to get ahead in the game. Just kill the enemies and move on to the next scene. Alright, if the remake doesn't have this part where it spells little money really, really slow, I'm going to be upset. So, look out for that. I don't know why. It's kind of a Final Fantasy Tactics meme among the community. The game starts like this, and we're going to set Ramza up for the first real fight. So we're going to select Ramza, push triangle, which is the Y button on Xbox, and we're going to then go to ability, and we're going to learn a few things under Squire. We're going to learn throw stone, there we go, and that's it under Squire. Under Chemist, we're going to learn potion, and Phoenix down, there we go. Once we've learned those, we're going to set on this secondary skill box the items, and then there is really nothing else to learn at the moment other than that, and the default gear is fine. You're ready to start the battle. Now, I'm going to have you set up with more powerful characters than what you start with, but what we're going to do for this first fight is you're going to push square and look at your characters. You're going to deploy the Squire with the broadsword. There's another Squire that's male that has a dagger. You don't want to put him in. You want the one with the broadsword. Alright, so go ahead and put that one in. Then look through your Squires and find the female with the broadsword. Put her in. And you can put them anywhere, it doesn't really matter. And then as far as your second characters, I like to put the 2 female and the male chemist. And that's a pretty balanced party. You really can't mess up with this unless you're just attacking your own team or something, I'm not sure. But there's really no way you're going to fail the first fight with this party. Now, I want to talk about the first fight and things that you can do and should or shouldn't do. It's really up to you, but essentially, we're not going to be using any of these characters. We're going to dismiss them after this fight. So if you really want to kill them off and let them turn into items and crystals and loot them, you could, but it's a real huge waste of time. What you should do as Ramza, though, is always be doing some sort of action. You should always attack, throw a stone, attack an ally, heal an ally with a potion, anything you can to farm JP and XP. So right now I could either attack this enemy, or I can run over here to Delita and attack him. And now this is a guest character, so he is going to automatically engage the enemy and attack them, which can rob you of XP and JP, but this first fight, it's not super important to really power level on it. We're going to get plenty of JP before this fight is over, so Ramza can learn the skills that he needs to. So just weaken the enemy and then kill all your allies and then finish off the enemy. That's all I recommend. So here's kind of how I have the fight set up. I have Ramza, I have one squire left, everything else is knocked out or dead. And we have the chemist left, and the reason I leave the chemist alive is because he will potion himself when he's low HP, making him a great target dummy that you can just bash on and beat on and get lots of JP. So this is what the loop is going to look like. We have the chemist cornered. We're just going to be throwing stones at him from point blank range. We have plenty of potions and phoenix downs if something goes wrong. And we make our other squire here, which is just a tank. Make them wait, and you can face them away from the chemist, but they should target that character anyway. And they're going to heal themselves every time they're low. Now, the way to kill this character is you just attack it a few times. So it's real simple, and like it's not going to be able to out heal and out DPS you. Just sit here and throw stone, and then whenever you're ready to go. And my recommendation for being ready to go is whenever Ramza has a lot of JP. So here's the things that we need to learn as Squire. You don't have to learn move +1. It's just really nice to have early. But we do want gain JP up. That's 200, all right? And then the next thing we want is Yell, which is another 200. So you could stop when your JP is at 400 or even 600. And if you want to learn Accumulate, you can stop at 900. I'm going to be stopping at about probably 400, I think. Maybe 600. Move +1 is really nice to have. It just lets you clean up fights. It's not super necessary, but what is necessary is gain JP up and Yell. Those are the two main ones we need. And then once you have 600, or if you want 900, just go ahead and finish him off. And there we go. So that's the end of the fight. And our Ramza's Squire is all set. Now, we're going to be recruiting some very interesting characters so that we can use them as custom characters to make the storyline even easier. So after the battle, make sure you save, and then let me outline the path we're going to be doing here. You go from Squire to Knight to Monk. You get some stuff in Monk, and then you go level up Archer and Thief to get Ninja, and thus you become a Ninja Monk. Alright? Now, with Ninja Monk, there's a way to increase damage even further beyond, and that is to go Chemist into White Mage into Oracle or Mystic, depending on which version of the game you're playing and which gender, and then from there, Mediator or Orator. And this is how you maximize your bravery and minimize your faith, and I'll explain why we do that a little later in the video. And then after all of that, you'll level up Dragoon just a tiny bit, like one fight, and then you go Samurai and you learn Blade Grass, which is a counter move, which will basically nullify all physical attacks forever. Now, there is a chance that the new remake of Final Fantasy Tactics nerfs this into the ground. And if so, then we'll do Hamado, or Hamado, I don't know how to pronounce it, from the Monk class instead. It really depends on how the game gets changed and balanced when it comes out. It doesn't come out until September 30th. I want this guide out for everyone who's never played or has forgotten how to play over the 20, 30 years it's been. Alright, so once you are in the screen, go ahead and select Ramza, and you're going to then go to Ability and Learn, and go to Squire, and you're going to learn Yell, which is very specific to only Ramza. Other Squires do not get Yell, at least in the standard version of the game they don't. Then you're going to move over to your passive and learn Gained JP Up, and then move over to your movement ability and learn Move +1. And then you can go ahead and set those now. That way your Ramza is good to go. Afterwards, you want to change Ramza's job class to the Knight. So there we go. We're going to be leveling up Knight and learning some abilities to make leveling and grinding and exploiting the game a little bit much easier. Now, once you've done that, you're going to change his ability secondary to Guts. Everything else should remain equipped, gain JP up, and move +1. Next up, you're going to strip and dismiss your party members. So you're going to select them, go to item, and then you're just going to remove, and then if you push the left button, or the left on your D-pad, whatever, you can select all their equipment, removing it all at once. Then you can just use R1 and remove, and that's the quickest way to strip the other players, or not players, I play too many MMORPGs. Anyway, once you've selected them, you're going to then remove unit, and they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to go whatever. But just get rid of them. They take up slots, and we're going to replace them with much better characters anyway. Now, once you're back to the world map, do a safety save. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to be hiring females with 65 or higher Brave and 45 or lower Faith. And as a bonus, you can hire them with a suitable Zodiac sign, though it really doesn't matter. I won't be doing that. But from the world map, you go to the hiring office, go to female fighter, and the reason we want female, alright, we're not some kind of weird degenerate. We want female because in this game, there are items that are gender-specific. Perfumes, ribbons, and a bunch of other gear that is way overpowered. And so you're going to want female characters. Now, early on, female characters suffer from lower physical stats, but we're going to be easily and quickly making up for that by clever use of game mechanics. So don't worry about it. Just pick all females. And your late game, you're going to be glad you did, because you're going to be having the best gear on them that is giving you all the buffs and making you completely overpowered. So here's how to do that. You simply push circle on female fighter, push circle to skip the dialogue, look at their Brave and Faith. This one is not at least 65 Brave. And you want low Faith because we want to be magic immune. We're going for magic immune, max physical, max movement characters here. And our Brave is not only going to let us counter more often, but also scale our damage early on without items, okay? So this character is no good. I'm going to push X, and then circle, and you're going to repeat this process. So we have a 65, 43 Faith character. Now, if you really, really want to min-max the character, you would get certain ones with certain Zodiac symbols. This is Scorpio. Scorpio is fine. Taurus is the one that looks like an amulet, the 69 is Cancer. That's another good one. Capricorn is like a Y in a circle. Virgo is an Ilm and an X. Those are all good, but I personally do not really care about the Zodiac signs on the party members. But this character is absolutely fine, so we're going to push circle, and, we're going to push circle, and then we're going to hire them, and then we're going to give them a name. Now, hiring a character costs 1,400 gil, which is nothing. Go ahead and do that. And there we go. And then you're going to do that 2 more times. Now, once you've got the characters hired, simply go back to your formation screen, and you're going to do the same thing you did to Ramza. You're going to then have them learn Throw Stone. There we go. And go to Chemist, learn Potion, and then make sure to set them up so that they have item equipped. Afterwards, you can go to their items, and then you can just click Best, and that will usually give them like the mithril knife that you found or got from the previous fight, or broadsword. So just go and do that for all your characters. Finally, go to the shop in Garland Magic City, and then buy the potions. Just buy a bunch of potions, that's all you need to do. And let's see, yeah, just buy as many as the game allows you. There we go, we have 11 potions total, because I didn't use that many in the early tutorial fight. Once you're done, move towards Mandalia Plains. It'll play a cutscene, and then you can move there for real and start the next fight. Alright, deploy your 3 female squires with Ramza, of course. That's max capacity. And we're going to be choosing the first dialogue option that the game gives you for a permanent Brave boost. This is why we hire these characters, so that they also partake in the boost. So the one you should choose is, our duty is to destroy the Death Corpse, okay? Do not click saving him or choose saving him as our priority. Number 1 gives you the Perma Brave boost. So here's how you're going to play this fight. You're going to beat up Algus and Delita so that they get knocked out. You're then going to have Ramza yell at himself the entire fight. and the female squires are just going to beat everything up. You want to leave at least something alive, and then just start min-maxing your JP earns. And you want all of your squires to do the same thing that you did with Ramza. Get move +1, get gained JP up. Now, one thing you can do as Ramza to make your potions stretch a bit more for this battle is you can heal your allies with the Wish ability, which is what that's going to do, is it's going to take some of your HP and give it to them. So if we heal this character for 20, it's going to hurt Ramza for 10, just like this. There we go. So we heal that character for 20, we take 10 damage, and then we can just utilize the crystals to restore our HP back. But whenever no one needs healing, you should be using Yell. So yeah, we're just going to restore HP on P, because the 2 abilities we learn are nothing substantial. But because our I hit my mic. Because our character has been yelling a bunch, he gets an immediate he gets another turn immediately. So right now, let's check the health of everybody. This one's a little bit wounded. This one's full HP. We're going to be throwing rocks at this guy until he's critical, and letting him heal up, letting the NPC heal up with the crystals as well. So yeah, I'm going to make my way back over here, just kind of as a roaming medic, and then whenever Ramza's HP gets low, you can heal him with a potion instead, and this is just another way to extend the fight. So preferably you would have the animal left alive, but I didn't defeat Algus and Delita quick enough, so they killed the cat creature. But the rotation is simple. You use potion on Ramza. Ramza heals the squires. The squires all throw stones at each other, and that's pretty much the rotation. And then whenever no one needs healing, Ramza just yells at himself, and once Ramza is at 50 speed, he can start yelling at the squires to increase their speed. Now, once your female squires have 400 JP, that's all you need, because gain JP is 200, move +1 is 200, and you don't have to get move +1, it's just, it makes things a little bit easier. We will not be learning accumulate or anything else in the squire tree. That is all you need to move on. Now, if something happens like, okay, so this squire got 400, this squire got 400, and this one got 399, ugh. Yeah, the NPC managed to get a turn and just crit and one-shot her, so I had no Phoenix Downs, or anyone with the knowledge of Phoenix Downs, so I couldn't get her up. But hey, you know, that's just one more random battle to stuck as Squire, I guess. That's the life. So under Ramza, you're going to first learn Speed Break, very, very important for breaking the enemy's speed so they can't have a turn anymore. Then Weapon Break so that they can't hurt you, and then Power Break so, you guessed it, they also can't hurt you. Afterwards, you're going to then job change Ramza, change his job to a monk, and there you go. Then on your squires, you're going to teach each of them, you guessed it, gain JP up, there it is, and move +1 if you manage to get enough JP in time. Then after that, change all of your squires into knights. And don't forget to equip, gain JP up, and move +1. Afterwards, make sure you do a safety save, go to Igros Castle, watch the cutscene, and you want a safety save because you do not want to have a random encounter here. If you do, the enemies are level 11, they will whoop your ass, because they're scaling right now with Ramza's level, which we're going to correct in a little while, but we're going to proceed to Sweegy Woods, and if you get a random encounter like I just did, hold L1, R1, select, and then push start. That will reset your game, and then you can just load game and try again. So just like the previous fight, you're going to play this one exactly the same, but except this time the enemies are a lot stronger, so you can sit back and let Algus and Delita charge forth and then get pummeled to death. Now, if you're having difficulty with the fight, load your game. Like if one of the bombs just explodes and kills your whole party, that's going to happen sometimes. It literally just happened to me. Buy extra potions. You've got plenty of money, and money isn't really useful right now, so just buy a bunch of potions, and what's going to happen is your actual knights are going to be, they're just heal-botting Ramza. That's all they're doing. Ramza's the DPS. Your 3 knights are just healers. You can even heal Delita and Algus if you want. Just make sure to knock them out when at least there's one enemy left alive, and yeah. Now, if you've tried a few times and you get to this scenario where these bombs, and I think I called these bombs, that's Mario, that's not Final Fantasy. where these things just blow up and kill everybody, then you can just end the fight and you can manually farm this later. But try your best to get your knights to at least level 3 knights. That way they can become monks. So like this character's level 4 knight, so they can become a monk. It's not really hard to hit level 3 to 4 with your knights. But the sooner they become monk, the sooner these fights become a cakewalk. After the fight, turn your knights into monks. Alright, after that fight, you are probably low on potions. Alright, so afterwards, go back to Garland Magic City and buy you a stack of 10 potions, just regular ones. And yes, we can't afford other things. I'm just going to buy 10 there. There we go. But we're going to save our money for now. Before we head off into the next fight, we're going to level up Ramza as an archer. And the next fight is very easy. We massively out-level it. I know we haven't unlocked anything on Monk yet, really. We're going to come back to that in just a bit. But because this fight is so easy, we're just swapping to archer. I know we don't have any bows or ranged weapons. That's fine. All Ramza is doing this match, he's just going to be yelling at himself, alright? That's the usual play. And then after that, you're just going to head to Dorter Trade City. You can stop at Sweegy Woods and make a safety save and then enter it. That way you don't get that blasted random encounter. So this fight, you just have this, it's the same thing. Ramza yells at himself, the monks go punch and heal everything with fists and potions, and that's it. Now, as Ramza, it's important for you to stop yelling once your archer level reaches 4, because you don't want to manually level and then make monster scaling too high. So here's what the battle should look like for you. We have Algus down, most of the archers are dead, we have Delita wounded, a wounded knight, and a wounded wizard with no mana left who can only staff swing. That's it. No one has counters, so the battle can go on and on as long as you have potions to spare. Alright, so Ramza is now archer level 4, so every time it is his turn now, I will simply just wait, and I don't want him leveling up anymore for level scaling purposes. Alright, so I'm completely out of potions, so I'm having to use Ramza's wish to heal everyone up, and then once everyone's low HP, we're just going to finish the wizard off. Now, there's different versions where Geomancer unlocks at different levels. On the version I'm playing, Monk level 3 will unlock Geomancer, but on certain ones, it takes Monk level 4. So try to get your Monk level to 4, but also leveling Monk lets you get Chakra and Revive, which are even better for job point farming. By the way, in this scenario here, you'll notice that my Ramza has been killed. Now, the problem with Ramza is he has very high speeds. That means his body is going to decay very quickly. So you can't dawdle and wait until it says 0 and finish the wizard off. If you have a Ramza that's down, you gotta like really get your butt in gear. So in this case, I'm not even gonna let that tick down. I'm just gonna finish the wizard off and not risk it. And I don't recommend you risk it either. Alright, we have another easy fight coming up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the opportunity to change Ramza to a thief. And we need to level this thief to 5. Yeah, it's gonna take some time. Now, when Ramza is a thief, learn Gill Taking. You might not be able to learn Steel Heart yet, so don't worry about it. The next fight's all males anyway. Now, you're also going to change all of your monks to thieves, every single one of them. Just go ahead and change their job. Don't worry, they're going back to monk eventually, but this next, not really boss fight, but just this next little fight area is very thief-oriented. And of course, make sure that they also all learn the ability Gill Taking. Now, some of them might be able to learn Steel Heart, and if so, go ahead and learn that as well. It will make things so much easier in the upcoming fight if they can. But again, it's random how much JP you get. Like this character here has 116. They can't learn it, but they can learn. Everyone should be able to get Gill Taking. Also, since you're technically in Dorter Trade City, go ahead and buy yourself a lot of potions at the shop, because you're going to need a lot of heals and sustain, and essentially we're going to be holding one character in place indefinitely, stealing money over and over and over. So it's fine if you spend a lot of money on potions. I'm going to just go ahead and buy 30, which is nothing. That was half a battle. Alright, now set up your characters to have 2 knights and 2 items. So that's going to look something like this. We're actually going to take Ramza and remove his guts, alright, just for this fight, and change it to battle skill. Because we want to be able to break items and stats. Now, for a secondary character, you're going to have to learn the essentials, so I'm going to do that with you now. So, your knights should have around 500 JP, around maybe. If not, you're going to have to get more than, 2 knights. But you need speed break and power break. And you need at least 1 character with weapon break. You don't need 2 characters with weapon break, but you want 2 characters with speed break and power break. Alright, and then they're going to swap off item to battle skill. But the other one should still have item equipped so that they can heal. Afterwards, you can now proceed to the Zeklaws at Desert. So the way this fight works is you just kill everybody, you knock out Algus and Delita, you leave 1 person alive, you break all their stuff all the way down, and then you steal money over and over and over until everyone is Thief level 5. That's all there is to it. So the easiest way to do this with your thieves, if they have Charm Heart, is to use exactly that. Just run up and charm the knights, the monks, whatever you can. Alright, so here is the setup. We have Delita and Algus are downed. Everything else is dead, or treasure boxes, or whatever, a crystal over here. We have the enemy surrounded on all sides. The enemy is charmed. The enemy has been speed broken down to 1. His attack has been broken down to 1, and his sword has been broken. So this means he isn't hurting anybody, but we have plenty of potions left to heal his punches, but he is charmed. And now all 4 of these characters are just going to steal Gil and recharm him every time until they are all level 5 thieves. So right now this character is thief level 3, so we just need 2 more levels, and then we could end the fight. Once Ramza is thief level 5, it's recommended that he skips his turn so you don't overlevel. After the fight, and after you've saved, make sure that you go and you learn move +2 on everyone, alright? Yeah, move +2, very powerful, 520 JP, awesome stuff. Make sure everyone gets it and equips it. Also, go through and learn Steel Heart if you have not learned it on that character yet. Very powerful ability, especially against monsters. Now it's finally time to do a little bit of spending. We're going to be buying 3 battle boots. This is a move +1 accessory. Very powerful early game when combined with our move +2. And don't forget to slap those suckers on. And I'm just going to hit best here. We got Blind Knife. That was an item drop from the previous area. But it should, if you just use the best function, it's going to put on battle boots. So now everyone should have a move of 7, which is crazy. The next thing you're going to do in Dorter Trade City is you're going to go to the soldier office, and you're going to hire a female fighter with 40 brave. Just keep re-rolling until you get exactly 40 brave. That's the lowest brave you can get. This will be our item hunting, item finding character, but we're going to need a chemist for the next fight. Alright, only took about a minute. Just keep re-rolling until you find one. This character has 40 brave. The faith doesn't really matter. We're going to lower it anyway if we decide to use this person in battle. Alright, for the new recruit, I named them Item Find. Go ahead and change them to a chemist. And then have them learn Phoenix Down. So there we go, that should be 90. If they can afford it, afterwards have them learn Potion. But they need Phoenix Down. We're going to be using these offensively. Next up, you're going to change everyone's job to Chemist and learn Phoenix Down if they can afford it. If not, it's okay. Alright, you're going to have 2 characters with the battle skill just like before in the previous fight, so that you can power and speed break. Monsters don't have weapons, so you don't have to worry about weapon breaking. But you also want 2 thieves with steel. Well, not thieves, but they're chemists with the steel secondary ability. So this is what the party looks like. We have Ramza with battle skill, one of our characters with battle skill, steel, and then the item find character, which is level 1. And then as far as gear goes, we just have what we've been getting throughout the campaign. Everyone's got battle boots. One character has the blind knife, but everyone just has dagger. The item find character does not have battle boots, and that's fine. Now, you're going to want at least, like, 10 Phoenix Downs total, so you start the game with, like, 2 or 3, I forget. But you have plenty of money, so just, you know, just buy 6, 7 more. It's fine. We're going to make that money back anyway. And now what you're going to do is you're going to roam into the Zeklaws desert and hope for a random encounter. Just go back and forth between town until you get one. And when you get one, you're hoping for a small fight, usually with like 2 to 3 undead, maybe 2 bombs. If you get a really big, massive fight with lots of enemies, just hold LR, select start, and reset. But yeah, so we're gonna just you know, dump our entire party here and get started. All right, so the game plan, it looks like this is a pretty manageable fight. So these two. You can see my mouse cursor here. I'm using capture software on a PlayStation, by the way. You can see these are undead. You can throw a phoenix down at them and they will instantly die. They are easy to fight. The other monsters can be charmed and then they will fight each other, alright? And we're going to be using this map to level down so that our characters aren't fighting level 15 monsters anymore. And we're leveling down as a chemist because the way the game works is when you level up, you get permanent stats, and when you level down, you lose permanent stats. But if you level up as a certain class, you get more, and if you level down as a chemist or a bard or a dancer, you don't lose as much. So we're all chemists, and we're all going to go back to level 1, and you maybe think, I don't want to be level 1. No, you're going to love it. You're going to retain all the power. It's amazing. So right now the goal is to just reduce the map down to one single monster that isn't undead, and then we're going to be stepping on a trap that lowers our character level every time we do it. We're just going to cycle in and out. Now you're most likely going to get some characters killed, and that's okay because you have plenty of Phoenix downs. So here is the setup. I've got 2 enemies charmed. I've speed broken this bird down to 1. I just need to power break them, but I don't want to power break them until these 2 are dead. And yeah, so and then we're going to be stepping on a trap that's in this corner right down here. If you know you're in the right spot, the square that I'm showing you is height level 0, and it's next to height level 3 right here in the corner of the map. We're going to be stepping on and off this tile, and every time we step on the tile that is highlighted right now that you see on screen, your character will lose 1 level permanently. So here is kind of something that will happen if you have fights with the bombs. They're going to self-destruct and kill like almost everything around them, including other monsters. But hey, I have the 1 monster left alive. It's charmed. It won't hit anybody for a while. I've got 2 characters alive with Phoenix downs, plenty of Phoenix downs. I can get these 3 dead characters back up, no problem. Now, there is one thing you might have to be careful about. It's not too bad, but right here at this little L-shaped area, there is a steel needle that will deal damage to any character anytime they step on it. So that can break charm, that can do a lot of other things. It can just hurt you, really. But also, one other thing to note, if you are unaware, these enemies, these skeletons, they can re-raise themselves after their countdown. They might stand back up. That's why we have extra Phoenix downs, just to put them back down again. But like this chest here, this was a skeleton, so it's a roll of the dice if they get up or not. Alright, so the bird is power and speed broken down to 1, which means it's not going to hurt anyone. It attacks for 1 damage now. Everyone can heal themselves with potions to level up. They can also hit each other to level up. And I don't mean level up their regular level. I mean their job class. You want everyone here to at least be Chemist level 2. But it's okay to continue leveling them a bit just so you can unlock better potions down the line for throwing and other skills. So don't be afraid to keep leveling. But our goal now, our main goal, is to start migrating everyone over to the trap. And so yeah, we're going to go ahead and move over to it. And this is what it looks like. Right now, our Ramza is level 16. And when we step right here, this will level him down to 15. There we go. So now he's level 15, and we're doing this all the way down to level 1 on all of our characters. Now, one important thing to do while leveling down is to make sure you level down everyone equally. So for instance, Ramza is now level 9. I have this character level 4, level 8, this one's 9, and this one's also 9. So the reason why you want to level them down equally is because if you decide to quit early and not go all the way down to 1, which you don't have to, I probably won't, I'm getting kind of bored. The highest level character on your roster is what triggers the monster level whenever you do random encounters or story-based monster encounters. Alright, well, I ran out of Phoenix downs and heals, and the bird wasn't charmed and it killed one of my, not cleric, but chemists. So I got everyone down to 7, except the person that did the killing blow hit level 8. So now monsters are level 8 whenever I do random encounters. But hey, I can always go back to the town, restock, and continue to do this. But by doing this just one time, we're slightly higher leveled than the story, only by a tiny bit. But now we can also use random encounters to level up without getting 1 or 2 shotted by the monsters this time. Alright, so learn auto potion on everyone now, including your item finder, and then on your item finder, under chemist, learn move find item. So that one is right here, move find item, and this is how we find hidden treasures on the map. Right now, there hasn't really been anything worth getting so far. Alright, now job change Ramza to a Geomancer, and also don't forget to equip auto potion as your counter, and make your main 3 girls into archers. Go back to Dorter Trade City and buy a lot more potions, restock on Phoenix Downs and potions, because you should be absolutely empty. I'm going to buy another 10 Phoenix Downs, and we don't want to buy high potions. Those heal too much right now. We're just going to buy the old regular potions, so I want to buy about 33 of them, and again, it's real cheap, so just go ahead and buy a bunch. So this is what your party should look like. You have Ramza as a Geomancer with this type of equipment. Alright, and then you have your 3 female characters. No weapon on the archers. They're just going to be punching. And then you still have the chemist, the item find chemist. And this is their skills. Steal, steal, battle skill, battle skill. Now you're going to go back to the Zeklaws desert and find another easy fight to level. And you're going to do the same thing, except you're going to only level Ramza's Geomancer to level 2. So once he is a level 2 Geomancer, stop earning XP entirely. And you can continue to level down your characters if you want, because Geomancers and Archers, they don't have good stat growth anyway. And then as far as your Archers go, make sure you level them at least to level 4 Archer. They should be level 2 Archer by default. Alright, I leveled everyone down to 6, and all of the Archers are job level 4. Ramza is Geomancer job level 2, and that's the fight. Afterwards, you've probably used a lot of those auto potions because you're punching yourself for 1 and healing for 30. Restock the potions. It's really that simple. We're just going to buy another 33 of them. There we go. We have 40 now. And it's off to change some jobs. Oh, and don't forget Phoenix Downs. You know, you gotta throw these every time those undead come at you. So I'm gonna buy another 7, so I have 14 now. Alright, next up on Ramza, you are going to go and learn martial arts under the monk tree. That would be the kind of supplementary passive skill here. There we go. And then after that, we are going to change his job into a white, or a priest or white mage, whatever your game is calling it. Now, I also recommend that you take off Gain to JP up and then put on martial arts. And Ramza is going to be your main DPS for now. While you're on white mage or priest, whatever your game is calling it, under Ramza, you can go ahead and learn cure. It's only costs 50. You should be able to afford it. Afterwards, you're going to change your 3 archers' jobs into also white mages. Which, again, it could be called priest on your version, it really depends. And then on all 3 of those characters also learn cure. So, you just swap over, go to priest, learn cure. Let's do that 3 times. And we might or might not be using it depending on auto potion luck. Afterwards, you are just going to go back to Zeklaws Desert once again, and we're gonna level White Mage, Priest, whatever you want to call it, up to job level 3. All right, after the fight, restock once again on potions and Phoenix Downs. Let's see, where are we at? We have 8. Yeah, we spent a lot last fight, so I'm gonna buy 8 more. Oh, jeez. All right, and then potions. I'm gonna buy another 33. Giving me a total of 57 potions. Now, what I've been doing is maintaining everyone at level 6, so as soon as they level up, I just use the level down trap, keep them at level 6. It looks like Ramza hit level 7 right at the end of the, getting the last hit, of course. So yeah, monsters will be around level 7, but that's fine. We can level him down down to 6. Now you're going to job change Ramza and your 3 main girls into oracles. It might be called mystics on your game. It really depends on how the version is, but they look like this. They're the oracle. And again, just do that with all of your characters except for your item finder. Now proceed to, again, go to the Zeklaws Desert and level your Oracle job class to 3 on all those characters. Once the fight's over, you know the drill. Buy some more Phoenix Down and buy more potions. There we go. I'm up to 64 potions. Alright. So now we're going to change everyone to mediators. So change everyone except your item finding chemist into the job class mediator. Where's it at? It's this guy here. This could be called an orator on your version of the game. I'm not really sure which one they're going to go with whenever the game comes out. So mediator, orator. I showed you what the male one looks like, and the female one is like this. It's like a pink dress with a white hat. So just pick that one. For Ramza, you can go ahead and change off martial arts back to gained JP up. And with that, make sure you save your game, and we're going to go back once again. Yay! And you're going to do the exact same song and dance, retaining level 6, until you are job level 4 with at least 600 JP. Once the fight is over, yet another restock. We've got to do this just a few more times, I swear. Alright, Phoenix Downs. Let's start owning 20. There we go. Potions. Yeah, we burned through a lot, but hey, we got 65 now instead of 64. We're all set. Now, on every single mediator, orator, whatever it's called, you're going to learn these 3 skills. Praise, threaten, and make sure you save before doing this so you don't accidentally pick the wrong one. And solution. So praise raises bravery, threaten lowers bravery, and solution lowers faith. Alright? So what we're going to be doing now is we're not changing job classes. We're still going to stay a mediator. Everything is still exactly the same, but we're going to set up the battle just like we have been, with one enemy left where he's power broken, he's charmed, slowed, etc. And then what we're going to do is we're going to praise each other until we're all maximum brave, and then solution everyone until we're all low faith. Now, we're gonna, the one character, the chemist, we are going to threaten to lower their bravery, but not too low. You want to make sure it's at least 15. Oh, I managed to get one of the rarest and easiest, well, not really rarest, but the easiest spawn. That is 1 undead and 2 birds. That is, this is a 3-on-5, and you insta-kill the undead with a Phoenix Down. There is no easier battle than this in the whole game. So here is the cycle. All right, so we've got the bird here set up. I don't think it's fully speed broken yet. Yeah, it has 3 speed remaining, but essentially what you're going to be doing is you're going to use praise, which is going to raise bravery by 4 with a pretty low % chance. And what this does is, I believe every 4 bravery you raise, it's 1 permanent. So right now, Ramza, he's got a few of them going. He's at 88 brave. The maximum brave you can buff up to in a fight is 100. So you're going to buff every character except the item find chemist. You're gonna buff everyone's bravery to 100. Then you're going to do solution and lower everyone's faith to 0. Just lower it down to 0. And that lowers by, I believe, 20 at a time. And it has a higher success rate. Yes, it lowers faith by 20. So once you 0 everyone's faith out, and again, every 4 or 5 lost faith is 1 permanent lost faith. And the reason we want our characters to be faithless is this essentially makes them magic immune. So spellcasters, wizards, elemental spells do nothing for the rest of the game. And don't forget, every time you hit level 7, run over into the little corner there, get your level down, keep and stay at level 6. You could go as low as 5 if you want, but I would stay at 6. Now, a tip when threatening your chemist don't let Brave go below 15, and I don't mean permanent Brave, I mean even temporary Brave. There's a chance that the character just leaves your party forever if their bravery gets too low. So because we lower bravery 20 at a time, we don't want to lower it anymore. So you cast Threaten once on this character, it's pretty much ready to go. So just keep that in mind. It's just a safety precaution. So looking at the results here, we have, it's about each time you do this, or at least the first time you do it, you get +7 permanent Brave, and then you get -17 Faith. So, you know, just count how many battles it would take, right? 7, 14. So about 2 to 3 more times, and you're going to be near maximum Brave, and near, like, complete bottom of Faith. So just keep at it if you want to max these stats, and I highly recommend you do, because the martial arts perk scales damage off of Brave, and of course your attack power and all that stuff, but Brave is a huge damage scaler for martial arts, and that's why you want to pump it up as much as you can. Alright, continue grinding your bravery up and your faith down, and you're going to really appreciate a very, very high in the 90s Brave once you get Blade Grasp, assuming it's not nerfed. Alright, here is the numbers after doing this 2 times. We have 84 Brave, 40 Faith, 81, 25, 82, 24, 81, 25, and then our low Brave characters getting lower at 30 Brave, 32 Faith. Just, again, keep grinding it. Alright, and then after another run, 88, 30, 85, 19, 86, 18. We're almost into the high 90s here. And our low Brave characters getting less Brave. The lower the Brave, the higher the chance to find rare items, if you didn't know that. Yet another round. You can see the progress now. We have 91, 23, 88, 15, 89, 88. And yeah, coming along nicely. Our item find character pretty much done. You can keep lowering the Brave. It gets a little weird around 15 or below. But we still need to remove more of that faith to make it magic immune. Other than that, it is a grind. So just watch a movie, watch something else while you play. It's real simple, and you'll be glad you did it later. So yeah, if you see a screen like this, this is just a low bravery warning that they might leave. And yet another successful run. We have 93, 18, 91, 12, 91, 11 on that one. This character is now at Brave 15, Faith 14. So you really want to get those Faith numbers down to single digits. And Brave around 96, I think, is the max. It might be 97. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. Since you've been earning money from the grind, you can now buy battle boots for your I keep calling it a cleric, your chemist. Now at this point, the gains are going to be a little bit low. You can see 94, 14, 93, 9, 93, 9. Again, we're slowly climbing to the maximum. Just a few more rounds here. This character is still at Brave 15. The warning still pumps up. You can bump them up to Brave 16, and I'm pretty sure the warning goes away after that if you get sick of the warning. Checking in once again, another successful run here. We have 95-11 on Ramza, 94-7 on our other characters. I did bump this character back up to 16 Brave just to get rid of the damn warnings, but we're almost all the way down on Faith, and we're almost maxed out on Brave. It'll take maybe 2 more runs to do. Again, it's like 96 or 97, and Faith 3 or 4 is the maximum. Yet another check-in. I'm going to keep doing this until we're max. 96 and 9, 95 and 6. Yeah, we're getting close. So we're getting like 1 point around now. But here's the thing. Think of bravery as a % of success. So right now, counter skills, not exactly, but think of it. Ramza has a 96% chance to counter, okay? And he has, and think of Faith as damage reduction versus spells. So this character has 94% damage reduction versus magic. Again, just think of it like that. Alright, so Ramza is now maxed out. This is another check-in. We need to lower his faith just a bit more, though. And these characters are at 96, so they will be 97 next round, and then their faith will be down to 4. And then we can knock their faith one more time down to 3, and they're done. they are basically ready to go to the next step. Don't worry, I'll give you a tally when I'm done here, but Ramza 97.6, we got 97.4, so these can go down to Faith 3, that's one more play, and it would take 3 more to get Ramza down to Faith 3, so it's really up to you, but, you know, having that damage reduction is amazing, and it scales so well. Alright, so Ramza, it's going to take 2 more rounds, but for these characters, their Faith is 3, their Brave is 97, they are done. So we can technically get these characters started with the next stage. Alright, all in all, it takes about 12 to 14 runs depending on how your character's Faith and Brave stats are, but it's insanely worth it and it completely breaks the game. So now what you're going to do on the characters that have 97 Brave and 3 Faith, you're going to learn the martial arts ability from Monk, which you should be able to afford because you did level it a bit earlier. And with that learned, you're now going to change their job class to Dragoon, which we don't, or Lancer. It really depends on what the game calls it. My version's calling it a Lancer. Now, you won't have any gear for this character. It's going to be completely naked. But hey, we have, you're going to also take off Gain JP up for this and put on Martial Arts. We only need to be level 2 as a Dragoon or a Lancer, so it's very, very easy to do. Now, even though Ramza isn't ready, what I'm going to do specifically with Ramza, just because it's going to take him a few more rounds to do it, I'm going to go ahead and make him a Lancer anyway, and I'm just going to give him the ability, instead of battle skill, I'm just going to give him the talk skill, so he can still continue to lower his Faith for the next 2 rounds, and that's basically it. Next up, your item find character we haven't been touching for a while. They should be pretty learned on the chemistry, and what you're going to do is you're going to learn throw item, okay, and yeah, and then with that you have potion and you have Phoenix down, and you're going to change them to a squire now, so that they can start down the path of having more movement options, but you're going to give them the ability of item, and then the passive ability throw item. And again, right now we're keeping move find item off so we don't accidentally scoop up something that might be valuable. I'll let you know if I continue the story with this guide. I'm not sure if I will yet. I might make a separate video because this one's getting kind of long, but I'm going to let you know where all the really good stuff is that can really, you know, that you won't get for many chapters ahead. Now, if you're having trouble, you can go to the shop and you can just put on linen robes for a plus 10 HP boost. I don't recommend it. You don't really need to. If you've been keeping your characters level 6, they won't have any problems with fighting in Zeklaws Desert. Alright, so now your job is to get level 2 Dragoon and keep lowering your Faith. And again, we're going to be using the Zeklaws Desert and keep your characters level 6. There's a reason we're doing this. So right now, you should punch for 24 and have a 97% chance to auto-potion that out. So make sure you're beating up everyone with high bravery. And if you're having any trouble for any reason, just remember your fundamentals. Like, you have your Thieves' Charm. You can have your Knight break the speed, though you only need level 2, so just beating the mobs up should get you to level 2. Next up, you're going to change everyone to a monk except your item find character, who should maybe be able to be a thief now. But you're going to change everyone to monk, and because they are monks, you can take off martial artist and put back on gained JP up. On your item find squire, you can then learn move +1 under the movement ability, and then you can also change their job class to a thief. And if they don't have thief, then you gotta, I believe you have to level up their archer. If their archer isn't level 2 for some reason, it might or might not be, it really depends, it's kind of RNG. But yeah, you're trying to get this person to become a thief so that they can get move +2, that's pretty much it. And if they can afford it as a thief, get change or steal heart. I can't afford it, so I'm going to take Gil taking. But the goal for this character now is to get move +2 for 520 and steal heart. And then we're going to be using them as a thief to item find. So here's what it looks like right now. So Ramza and our item find characters still need to lose 1 more faith, and then everyone's stats are pretty much done. Everyone is a monk with just basic clothes and battle boots, whereas our thief character has all the thief items. If you want, you can. Like, if you feel like you are suffering, alright? If you feel like you're suffering, you can buy gear at the shop. Now, I have Ramza with talk, I have one character with battle skill, and then, you know, 2 other characters with steal, and then, of course, our item find character still has throw item with the item secondary skill. Pretty much it. So, in this situation, Ramza hits really freaking hard, and so you either just want to heal him with potions, or you can revive enemies and kill them again. Another thing that you can also do is use Power Break on Ramza, and that'll make it so he doesn't one-shot your people. With level 5 Monk completed, you should now unlock the Samurai class. So you're going to change everyone except your item find character, of course. You're going to be changing them to the Samurai class, and there is just one thing we're grinding out on the Samurai. It's not levels, it is an ability, and that ability is the counterattack called Blade Grasp. It costs 700, so it's going to be a bit of a grind, but once you get this, you just win the game. The game is literally over, unless the remake decides to nerf this. If the remake nerfs this, that's fine. You have Auto Potion, which is the next best thing for now, so get to leveling. Now, one thing you're gonna have to do is finally buy some clothes for your characters. And the reason why is your samurai have very low base health, so you're gonna need linen robes on everybody. So you're gonna have to buy this. That's just how it is. It's cheap and it's fine. It's, oh no, 3,600. That was like one battle, okay? It's, you gotta do it. Otherwise they get one-shotted. And the way you're gonna be doing the fight is you are primarily, also on this item find character, you're going to learn Steel Heart. There we go, Steel Heart. Alright. So you have 3 characters with Thief ability, with Steel. You have 3 characters with Steel and 2 with Battle Skill. You will not equip Martial Arts. If you really want to put one character on Martial Arts, you can. However, your main DPS is actually going to be your healing, not cleric, you know, chemist thief character. But you want everyone punching for very weak amounts, because you need 700 JP, and gain JP up is going to get you there faster. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be charming the enemies, and then everyone that's either not charmed, or once you're down to like 1 enemy left, you're going to break their power and their speed. You're going to punch them, heal them, and again, every one of your samurai needs 700 JP to learn Blade Grasp. Once we do this, there's one more round of leveling as Geomancer, and then we're done. I promise you we're done. Now, yes, technically, you can walk all the way back to Igros Castle, watch the cutscene, and buy some plate armor. It'll be about 7,200 to outfit your samurai, and it'll give you around 80 to 90 HP, it really depends. But you don't need it, and once we class change 2 more times, we're not using plate armor until in the game, and there's no reason to upgrade it right now. It's a waste of money anyway, so get to grinding. You've got all the tools that you need to succeed. Now, one unfortunate thing about this method is that even though I had bought 90-something potions, I burned through them all, and then it burned through all my high potions and X potions, but those things are cheap later on, so don't worry about it. It's totally worth it. We're about to become unkillable and undamageable anyway. Alright, we got lots to do. Now, I didn't write it on the screen, but it should be obvious. You're going to learn Blade Grasp from the Samurai menu, okay? Or not the Samurai menu, but you know the one. You're going to go to I'm going to hide the text for you. You're going to go to Samurai, go to Blade Grasp. That's the one we want. Learn that on every character that grinded it. After that, you're going to change Ramza, who should be qualified now to become a ninja. That's right. You're going to be changing his job to ninja. There we go. There it is. So let me explain what ninja is and why if you've never played this. So ninja has the best stat growth in the game, besides some niche bullcrap like Mimic and Onion Knight, which I don't think we're getting Onion Knight in this remake. So don't worry about that. Like, if you really want to min-max, you have to, like, breed boars and then poach them for levels or something as an Onion Knight, because they can't level up otherwise. It's really cringe. But Ninja has the best stat growth because it has the best speed growth. It has damage. It has okay and other stats, but speed and damage, that's what we want. We're going to get our HP from the gear anyway. We're always going to be max geared, so don't worry about your health. And once we hit 99, from leveling Ninja from 6 to 99, You don't have to level down. A lot of these guides, they tell you, oh, once you reach in-game, if you really want to stat max, you gotta level down and then level up as a ninja. And it's like, well, I just kept my level low until I unlocked ninja, and then I just leveled up as ninja. So you've already done the hardest part. Alright, you level up to 99 as ninja, and then you swap to whatever you want to play, and you will kick absolute ass. And the reason we also go ninja is because the insane speed growth that you get by the time you reach Chapter 3, there is a fight on a rooftop with Elmdor. He has Celia and Lead, the two assassins, and the mission objective is to protect Rafa and Malik. And what happens is, Celia, Lead, and Elmdor have high speed, so they just get a turn, immediately kill Rafa or Malik, and it's game over. And then you're soft locked because you didn't make a backup save. By leveling up as a ninja, you will get a turn before them, and all you have to do is crit them once, and then the mission is over. And, you know, that's actually a really fun fight that you don't, like, everyone has to rush it, but you won't. You could literally play around, and depending on if the remake allows it, you could steal his items. You can do all sorts of things, so that's what I'm setting you up for. So here's what everything should look like. You have Ramza as a ninja with battle skill, and now when you use battle skill, it will hit twice because ninjas attack with both hands. So you just doubled your output, okay? Next up, we have the 3 female characters, all geomancers, and we same thing: battle skill, steal, and then your item find character that's a thief. And this character still has not learned move +3, which you would use when you're not item hunting, okay? You would use move +2 when you're not item hunting. And you also want to learn secret hunt on this character, because when you kill a monster, you can essentially poach it for items. And we're not going to do that right now, but that's something to think about later and to get ready for. So this is your item find poach character. This is your main character you're forced to play with. And these are your 3 super overpowered mega characters. Anyway, all you need is Geomancer level 2, and you know where to get it. And since we're out of potions, you want to buy a handful of potions, okay? You always want at least some potions for your character to be, you know, just to have. I'm just going to buy like 22. And again, we have 33,000. We're super wealthy for this part of the game. By the way, if you haven't figured it out yet, if you need to hit your characters as target dummies, the only character is your item find character, because that character does not have blade grasp. If you try to attack anyone else, look at this. From the side, 3% chance to hit. That's not gonna hit, bro. I'm sorry. Swole Benji, this is a spell and it hit me 100% and it did damage. Listen, yes, there are a few monster attacks that you won't right now be able to blade grasp or resist with low faith. That is where items and mantles and shields and other things come into play much later. Monster spell attacks are never like one-shot lethal until the very end of the game, and by then you have the gear to just completely nullify them anyway. Also, one other thing you're vulnerable to is counter attacks. If an enemy counters, then you do not blade grasp that. But the way I have you set up, you're going to be 1-tapping, 2-tapping pretty much everything, and they won't get a chance to counter. Alright lads, you've earned it. It's time to change those geomancers into ninjas. That's right, deadly female assassin ninjas at your disposal. Maximum brave, minimum faith. They are physical. They're 3% chance to hit, okay? And they are most like, okay, 3% chance to be hit by physical. They take 3% damage from magic, okay? That's how they have 97 magic damage reduction about. Not exactly, but it's pretty much it. You also have a utility character, and Ramza, of course, is just crazy as heck. So how do you set these characters up? Alright, so what you gotta do is, instead of getting JP up, it's gotta go. You don't need JP anymore. You did the grind. It's time to put martial arts on your utility slot here. Your little passive slot. So what does that do? Martial arts scales with brave, unarmed scales with brave. And as you level ninja, you're going to get attack power and speed. Ninjas also have a lot of move, which you have move +2 on all your characters, except for, well, I guess your thief character. You might have unlocked it if you did more grinding than I did, but yeah. So now you have battle skills and steal. So you can charm enemies, you can steal whatever you need from them, you can break whatever you need. You can slow them down twice over now, because everyone attacks twice. Alright, all of your characters are now hitting twice over, so when you punch someone, Like, Ramza punches for like 60, so he's hitting for 120, right? And you also have unlocked the best stat growth, in my opinion, the best stat growth character. I think it's better than Mimic because speed is more important than the stuff Mimic gives. And you can compensate that with gear later on. And because you're using female characters, they can use perfumes and ribbons and a bunch of other gear that make them nigh invincible and fully buffed without ever having to have a support character at all. But by the time I hit 99, I do change over to some really, really ridiculous combinations, but that's for a separate video. What good are ninjas unless they're maximum geared? Hit up the shop. You finally earned it, brothers. Alright, best fit time, everyone. Look at that. We all got red hoods. We're all red hooded ninjas, just like in the portrait. Yes, there we go. Everyone's leathered up. Oh man, look at that. And it's so cheap. Look how much this costs. This is 6,500. You can buy that multiple times over. Every single time you just go to the city now, you're going to be caught up on money forever at this point. And you just do best fit. Hey shopkeeper, best fit, thanks, bye. And you'll always be on top of the gear. Always. You have the most mobility possible. You're going to have the fastest characters, most powerful characters. The game is literally over at this point. Now, if you're wondering how long this took, I did AFK a lot, so this playtime is not exact. I would say around 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours. Alright, I did leave the game running while I did cooking and chores and dishes and stuff, so, you know, don't judge this 12-hour, 33-minute playtime, alright? Don't judge it. Now, I'm going to explain something else you can also do this early to get a really good cloak, the feather cape. And this thing gives you 40% evasion, 30% magic evasion. Not that we would really need it, but my controller's asleep. Let me show you how it works. So remember these bird creatures you've been seeing from this entire grind? Well, you can recruit them, and then you need at least 2 of these things, so you'd have to do this fight twice. Once you have 2 of them, you can breed them, and then they will sometimes breed a yellow version called a Steelhawk, and then you can breed the Steelhawks into cockatrice, which is a red version, and then you can poach the red versions, and they have a 5% chance to be poached into a feather cape, which you don't have access to until Chapter 4, but you don't really need it because your Blade Grasp gives you 97% evasion. This would be like another layer of evasion, so if your Blade Grasp fails, then your cloak would, you know, catch it. But I think that battle boots are just better for just getting through the story because of the +1 move. It just lets you, you know, just finish maps faster. Now, to breed animals, once you have 2 of them, it's like every 7 to 9 days of you roaming around the open map, they will lay an egg, and then that egg hatches, I believe, after 3 to 4 days. It's been a long time since I've done it. But you would have to do this battle twice, and to get this thing to join your party, if you haven't figured it out, which I'm sure you've played this back in the day, but you just use the talk skill and use invitation, and yeah, you can just recruit them that way. That's how you get them. And yes, you can get these in Chapter 1. If you have a full party with feather capes, you have a lot more damage mitigation, but you don't need it, and it's a 5% chance. So what happens is you get a bunch of cockatrices, and then you save game, you poach them, and then you go check the poacher, and it's like, oh, I didn't get it. So you have to load game, enter a battle, poach them again, finish the battle. It's a real pain in the ass. I'm not going to do it, but if you want to do it, that is something you can do. Also, roaming the open world and saves coming right before every random encounter is a real pain in the ass. Until you unlock more of the map and have 2 blue spots in a row, it's not fun, and it's not really necessary. A few other things about poaching, just real quick, and that is the Bone Snatch. That's the green skeletons here. They have a Partisan as a rare drop, and that's a spear if you want to go spears, which spears... Oh, you can attack 1 tile away, so you can't get countered. Whoop-de-doo, who cares, right? Now, these things, these grenades, they're common. They break down into something called Snow Melt Bomb, and your ninjas can throw that, and you won't be able to buy those from the shop until a very long time. They can also be farmed for flame maces if you want to use, like, a mace class, but maces have such a wild and... They just have a wild damage range that they're not really worth it. It's like a gambler weapon, I guess. Alright, it's been many years since I played. You don't need 2 monsters. You only need 1 monster to lay eggs. So you don't have to catch or invite or recruit 2 monsters. Right, now, there is something I do recommend, and yes, I'm using MS Paint. You can... whatever, right? So anyway, this is 100% recommended, okay? Let me explain and show you what's going on, alright? In Chapter 2, you're gonna have a... It's a story battle, but it's a monster random encounter. And so, what happens is this enemy here... Let me get the red paint. This enemy that spawns right here, it can be a Malboro, it can be... the little one-eyed flying monster, I forget the name. But it can also be the pig. And it's very rare that it's the pig. So you simply just reload the game until this monster is the pig, okay? Once you have the pig, you brine the pork. Now, you breed the pig until you get the tier 2 variant, which is called swine. Swine, it's regular, average... Poach is chantage or chantage. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it is an accessory that only women can use that gives you re-raise and regeneration. So that means when you put that on your accessory slot, if your characters somehow die to something, they will get back up when it is their next turn. Well, the one time, and that's more than enough to conquer the entire game with. It is absolutely busted, and you normally don't encounter them until Chapter 4, I think in the Deep Dungeon, I forget exactly. Again, it's been many, many years, but this is the earliest way to get the pig. Just a few notes and concerns that you might have, alright? So if you, once you finish this and you start playing with it, you might think, what the hell, I thought this was the most broken, overpowered thing, and it is. However, there's a few things I gotta mention. So, at low levels, and because Ramza is a male, his stats are higher. You'll notice right here, he has 7, well, his attack power is 7 physical, okay? Whereas our other characters, because they are female, their attack power is only 5. As you level these characters, these stats will grow, and the power difference between Ramza and the female ninjas will shrink. But also, as you play Ramza, especially because Ramza is a Capricorn, you're going to notice that he deals way more damage to bosses. Like, the next boss fight is, like, the first boss fight of the game, Thieves' Fort. You fight, I think your name's Maluda, I might be mispronouncing that, but you go here and you can one-turn kill Maluda with Ramza, but the female ninjas can't do it. So, and you're like, oh, well, female ninjas suck, why didn't I make male ninjas? Because they can't wear perfumes and ribbons. That's exactly why. And this is a leveling class. Once you level up to 99 with your ninjas, you change them essentially. There's a lot, you can play however the hell you want, but knights have the best gear in the game, alright, and females have the best gear in the game, and then you can make them full defensive, you can make them tank everything in the game, you can make them one-shot every non-Zodiac boss in the game if you want to, while being immune to all status abnormalities, and yeah. The AI will adjust its attack strategy too in newer versions of Final Fantasy Tactics. I want to point that out too. That's another thing. If suddenly you start entering battles and you're like, I'm not blade grasping everything, or my characters are taking damage, that's because instead of a knight walking up and slashing you for 100 damage, it's throwing stone and hitting you for 20, because the AI knows that the only way it's going to hit you through blade grasp is to throw a rock at you instead. So the AI does get a little stupid and wonky, like when you fight the Maluda boss battle for the second part, because she like flees up here on the map and then you go up here and beat her up again. She has in certain versions of the game, she has monk skills. So when she turns around and repeating fists you for like 107 damage, and then one of your female ninjas goes down, that's because it was the only attack she could do with any chance that it would hit your characters. But here's the thing, if you feel like this is weak, or you feel like this is not doing the damage that I promised, how about you just level these characters up 10 times? Like, just make them level 15, level 20, whatever, right? Go do some random encounters, and then you're gonna just be plowing through the entire rest of the game. And the thing is this build and these characters with this setup scale the best out of everything without items. You try playing anything else early in the game without gear, it's gonna get ran over by monster random encounters. Alright? And also, your characters have battle skill for a reason, so you can break everything. You have steal for a reason, so you can steal everything. And for those that aren't aware, martial arts helps increase your chance to steal and all of that stuff. So it synergizes better than anything else you're going to do.
Bro, why didn't you make the guide about going calculator? Calculator's faster and blows up the whole screen in one turn, dude.
So here's the thing. There were lots of talks by the devs of this remake that they might not even have calculator, that they're going to nerf it into the absolute ground, and the calculator itself has horrible stat gain upon level. It's also more tedious to get to than this, and we don't know what kind of extra bonus features that the remake might have. We don't know if it has multiplayer modes. There's a whole lot we don't know, and so going calculator first could not... It could be the greatest thing ever. I don't know, but I don't find the gameplay fun. I don't find it invigorating or exciting to play through or level, or even fun to go through the story missions. I like playing with these ninja monks. I think they're they're very fun to play because you just run up into the enemy's face and start bashing, stealing, you know, breaking, whatever it is that you want to do. You have absolute control over the battlefield. Whereas the calculator, you pick the whatever little math thing that you are required to do. The entire arena gets flared or holied, and then you just move on to next. And again, like I said, the devs said they were nerfing it, or maybe not even including it in the game. We don't know. I'm trying to make a guide that everyone can use, that's easy to understand, and that will work for this game coming out. So one question I get asked a lot is, can we expect more Final Fantasy Tactics guides, especially when the Ivalice Chronicles comes out on September 30th? And the real honest truth, guys, is that probably not. So let me explain why this might just be a one and done guide on the channel. So I'm not asking you to subscribe or anything of the sort, but let me explain. As a YouTuber, if your channel makes a certain type of content, you get like more search results and your place in that niche. My niche on this channel is mostly MMORPGs and AAA newer games, whereas Final Fantasy Tactics is a very old game, and even though it's coming out, you know, new and remade, the thing is, this video will have to compete with millions of dedicated Final Fantasy channels, dedicated Final Fantasy Tactics channels, and I'm not part of any Final Fantasy Tactics communities or Final Fantasy channels. This is, I believe, the first Final Fantasy video on this channel, so YouTube will look at this and be like, oh, he's trying something new, and I would be lucky if this video even got 1,000 views. And you may be thinking, but Swole Benji, you have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Now, I want you to know something. This is a guides channel. This is not a personality channel. This is not a my subscribers like me because they like, you know, how I talk or something. No. The subscribers you're seeing are from World of Warcraft, New World, Starfield, Dead Games. People subscribe when I am covering a game that they enjoy, and then when I cover a new game that I enjoy, they don't watch. So there is no reason for my subscriber base to watch a Final Fantasy PlayStation Tactics video guide, honestly. Like, real talk, this is why this video will probably have insanely low views. And it's not anything weird like botting or view, you know, buying views or anything of the sort. It's simply my audience and my niche do not care about this type of game. Yeah, there's going to be a handful of people that grew up, you know, playing games like this, like I did. Another reason why that you probably won't see more videos of Final Fantasy Tactics is I am struggling hard in real life to make bills. So I have to play what is popular and what I can get views on. And YouTube does not pay very well at all. I get pennies per 1,000 views. So I have put a very large amount of effort into making this video simply because it's something that I wanted to leave behind, something that I have been fascinated with since I was a child, and I needed to tell the world and show the world how I played Final Fantasy Tactics and how I prep my characters on a new game run and stuff like that. So it was more of something that I needed to put out there. But another reason too is, you know, besides being poor, is the the game, like Square Enix does not give me games. They don't, like, I'm not big enough of a YouTuber. I'm not in the niche. They're not going to send me a free copy of this game. This game is $50. This is a $50 game. I cannot afford that. If you've looked at any of other videos on my channel, the only time I cover a AAA game is when a dev gives it to me or a fan gives it to me, which comes to the shameful part of this video. And I hate to do this, but you know, my future might depend on it, okay? So, if this video does well, if you want to see more guides for this game, if this remake does not suck, because some remakes are absolutely ass, and I'm hoping that this one isn't. I know for a fact that the devs have stated that this remake will not have all the features of the iOS version or even the War of the Lions. It's not going to have all that extra bonus stuff. And there might be multiplayer. I don't know. Who knows, right? But if you can gift me the game because you have a very nice life and you make a lot of money and you don't need it for your friends or family and you're just, you know, you're just sitting on a pile of money, okay? I might make more content for this game. And here's my Steam. It's steamcommunity.com/id/swolebenji. I didn't put a single sponsor in this video. I didn't put a single ad placement where I'm like, buy a VPN, use this food delivery service, because I hate those things. I hate watching videos with those things. And so it pains me to at the end of a video, I waited till the end to e-beg for a copy of this game, but only, you know, if it's good. Like on launch day, if the reviews are mixed or mostly negative, if there's performance issues, if they left out all the fun features of the original, then we have no reason to play the remake. And this video, I'll just redo the tag title thumbnail and stuff to represent the original Final Fantasy Tactics or something, because that game's never gonna die. That's a cult classic, absolute legend. That's one of the top 10 greatest games of all time, bar none. So again, I hate to e-beg, but you're at the end of the video anyway, guys, and I do appreciate you watching. So if you have any questions about Final Fantasy Tactics, I mean, hell, I'm gonna be real. Like, you could Google most of this stuff. It is buried under lots and lots of ancient wiki pages and GameFAQs posts and text files. But you know, I really wanted to drag out my PlayStation 2 and do a cam recording of my my golden save file. But anyway, if you have any questions, I read every comment. I don't have friends. I don't have family. I don't have a life. I literally just wake up and play video games and put videos on YouTube until I go homeless and die, and then I left something behind for the world to listen to, I guess. But other than that, not to be depressing here at the end, guys, I swear. Other than that, let me know if you have any questions, please. I will answer them. I read every comment. I'll answer them. If I didn't already answer it in the video, that's kind of an annoying thing people do sometimes. They skip the video and just go straight to the comments. How do you do this? Well, I showed you in the video. Finally, let's get some other background here. Finally, all that I ask is that I didn't ask you to subscribe, because this is probably a one and done vid. None of my old PlayStation 1 videos on this channel have ever gotten good views anyway. This could be the first, right? What I want you to do, though, is there's going to be a video on the right side of your screen, and if you would click that, you will get a blessing, and the blessing is this. If you click the video on the right side of your screen within the next 2 to 3 days, you will lose weight if your goal is to lose weight, and you will gain weight if your goal is to gain weight. Mwah! Kiss on your forehead. I'll see y'all later. Take care, everybody. Woo!